Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First carry of the game, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He's going to look deep for more. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore. 73 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gano the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Ready. Hands over. Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there now. Back.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Operating from the gun, Lawrence. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. That throw by Young incomplete.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Young. And able to find Kirk complete. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. After the penalty, it's Henry. And now running right through him. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They'll pick up another first down with that run.
On the stop, Breeland speaks.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 29-yard line.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards there and a first down.
Let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
They'll run on first down. Sanders. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Young to throw it. And he's got it. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he's going to get this deep on the Carolina side of the field. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. An 8-yard touchdown run as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And there the counter play proves successful for the touchdown. What typically makes a counter play in general successful, Charles?
Well, what you're trying to do, Brandon, is to get the team moving in one direction, meaning the defense. Get them going in one direction and then wall them off with your blocking and bring it back in the other direction. That way, you don't actually have to punish them with your blocking. You just position them. And if you have any kind of a good back, he'll take full advantage of it and gain good yardage.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse.
Derrick Henry all alone. He's at the 30. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. It's a big run there by Henry. 74 yards. Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a first and goal situation. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up first and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they're able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
59 mark, 59 mark, check, 59. Come on, dude.
From the gun, Lawrence. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Young working out of the gun. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It is tough to complete pass against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And now a shot into coverage downfield is complete. That one good for 24 yards. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashaan Evans, the linebacker, recording the sack there.
But maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. 3rd and long for Young. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 45-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. On play action, Young. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Well, that's the second time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they got to find a way to keep him upright so they can throw the football.
Here's Young. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
High 7.
To throw on 3rd down, Lawrence. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. First down, here's the run with Cook. Cook stripped, the ball's out, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. From the 36, Young, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Young on 3rd down. And that's caught by Smith. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back.
Right there.
Now Young to throw on 3rd down. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Here we go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. But nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Hey, team 6. Team 6. Come on. Hit it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Now Sanders. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get position for at least 3 points.
Now this shot downfield on 2nd down is brought in. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Young, he'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, but it's going to be 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Off the play fake, Young. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. It's Young off play action. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
On first down, Lawrence. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Eric Reed, the former LSU Tiger, making the play on the defensive side. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. 2nd and 10. Going for the deep ball. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. DJ Chark as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Well, this could be a big turnaround. They get the touchdown here in the final moments of the second quarter. And remember, Charles, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3 as well. So what you're saying is if they take the ball down to start the second half and score again, it could change the entire complexion of this game, couldn't it? Absolutely. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something.
They've got his man complete. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
On 1st and 10, Young. Well, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Intended for Christian Kirk. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They go play action. Young. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Intended for DJ Moore. Minka Fitzpatrick on the cover.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Final play of the half. Young uncorks one for Davis. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
To throw on second down. Lawrence. That one complete. He finds Sharp. Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Haywood. Get it.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And this is caught at the 20. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 21. This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it first and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
On the set. Hey, Alpha. Ready.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The play fake. Now Young. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went in the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And fresh off the pick 6. They've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
Deep in there, right? Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. The open man is Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. Young off the play fake. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Taco Charlton. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
2nd down, Young. He's going to look deep for more. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Young from the shotgun. Shakes off the sand. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Taco Charlton in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is fielded inside the 5. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
You ain't going nowhere.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
5.
59, Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Know your job.
2nd and 2. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. So it can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
So deep trouble here, backed up to their own 1-yard line for 2nd and long. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup to get him back to the original line of scrimmage with 3rd down coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Young. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
On 2nd and 7, Young. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
Got it.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Open man, Gronkowski complete. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This would be a critical call.
Running for it. Here's Cook. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. Dalvin Cook turned away on 4th down, and the Panthers will get the football back. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Derrick Henry, and a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw, Young. And this is caught. He hits more. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Off the play fake. Young. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Sanders working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Sanders. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. On 2nd and goal. Young to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Throwing, Young. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Panthers have taken the lead. Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term,
and that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Vikings. Curtis Samuel, 77 yards, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point.
yes, it was a touchdown, and not just a TD, but how about a long touchdown that puts them in a great position now.
And now just an extra point away from tying this thing. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 7 yards there and a first down.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the 41, Young. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And able to find Kirk complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. This is Henry. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Let's go, defense. Hey, Delta. Defense. All right, here we go. Get your cheese and Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Mike.
He'll look to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Hey, dude.
Back to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he lost the football.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Bravo.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Watch the pass.
Ready?
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get to field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a carry for Sanders. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball...
That's it, baby. That's it.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll keep it on the ground. Henry. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And another timeout called by the Vikings now. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Henry. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. They just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
And you know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They've had some success here in overtime on this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there available to them.
Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set them up 1st and goal. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 2nd and final timeout, remember, here in overtime. We'll be back. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Running from the gun with Henry. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Now, partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one,